Hey there my lovelies, and welcome to my booktube channel, The Sassy Library Fox. My name is V, and today we're going to talk about books. Okay, just kidding. We all know that I'm only talking about books on here. So what I actually mean is we're going to talk about two books that will come out at the end of this year, and I was lucky enough to get an arc for both of them. NetGalley is kind of blessing us lately with great new releases and with the read now option. So I want to give a really great thanks to first NetGalley for providing us with those arcs, and second, a really huge thanks to my followers and friends that, I don't know, always make me aware of those things. I mean, I have a huge bookish network, so I usually get bookish news pretty fast. But sometimes even I don't know when arcs are provided for free and without requesting them, and then I can always count on my friends and followers on Goodreads to point this out to me. So I'm very thankful you guys told me those books are on read now and I actually managed to get them. So this said, let's get right to two books I'll talk about now. The first book is You've Reached Sam by Dustin, Thao. I don't know if you heard about that one already, but it's basically a book about a girl named Julie who's 17 and who loses her boyfriend through a car accident. So I know this book is going to hit close to home, but I still want to read it because I think grief representation is still pretty rare and it's important that it's done right. I mean, we all grieve differently, and I'm always, I don't know, curious isn't the right word for it, but I always want to know how other people deal with grief, and sometimes to actually read a book about it can already help. So I'm pretty curious about that rep, and the most interesting part about this book is the fact that Julie calls Sam's phone and he picks up. So as far as I can tell, this is some sort of ghost story where Julie is going to communicate with her boyfriend, and I'm pretty certain he's going to help her through the grief, and those telephone calls will help her to get through it and to start over and to start a new life. So I'm really curious about this concept because I think it's never been done that way. I mean, we all know that classic from Ghost, Message from Sam. Is it called like that in English too? I don't know. In German we called it Ghost, Message from Sam, and we all know that movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. Only those two didn't get a chance to actually talk to each other. He was just around. So in that case, Sam is actually talking to Julie, and I'm pretty curious how this will be resolved. I'm sure and about 99% convinced that I'm going to cry while reading this, but sometimes you just gotta read those books, and I think it's important to read such books as well, not from the entertainment aspect obviously, but from the representation and from the way those characters learn to deal with it, and that's important. A real great grief rep is always important. So I'm pretty curious about that one, and I wrote that it's coming out on November 2nd, 2021. That's far in the future. I'm probably going to read it in the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, because then my arc will run out. So I'm definitely going to read this before my arc runs out. The second book I'm going to talk about is If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzalez. And one of my Goodreads friends said that she read a lot of Sophie Gonzalez books and that they all were great. So I'm pretty certain this is going to be great too. And it comes out in December 7th in 2021. That is, of course, if it's not rearranged. So what is this book about? Well, it's about a boy band that has 4 members, and 2 of those members actually fall in love behind the scenes. So this isn't just an LGBTQ plus book, an M book at that, but it's also a book about 2 actual boys in a band that fall in love. And when I saw this, I immediately wanted to read this because, I mean, quite honestly, this is a perfect book for all the Larry shippers out there, for all the Take Hook shippers, for all the We Mean shippers. I don't know. If you ever shipped a couple in a boy band, then, well, I guess that's your tea, right? So I'm pretty certain a lot of those boy band shippers are going to read this and are going to be pumped for this. Not that I'm saying I'm one of those shippers. I mean, I obviously love the We Mean and Take Cook ships and basically every ship that is in BTS, but I don't think they're involved romantically. I just think they have a really, really great friendship and there's no romance going on. But obviously, plenty of people ship them together. I'm pretty certain it's just a friendship and a beautiful one at that. So that's just my opinion. But of course, everyone is entitled and allowed to have their own opinion. So I'm not against people shipping them if they want to do that, if that is their thing. But I'm definitely going to read a book about 2 fictional characters that are actually going to be a ship. So what I found really intriguing about this wasn't only just the cover, but also the premise of it. I mean, we are talking about a boy group of 4 members and they are close together. They stick around each other each day, and 2 of them have already a very strong friendship, and that strong friendship is actually going to develop into a relationship. And I'm such a sucker for friendships to lovers relationships because I think it happens a lot in real life, and it's so realistic that you spend a lot of time with someone and then actually fall in love with them. And I think it's very realistic that a friendship might turn into a relationship. It happens all of the time. So I'm totally ready for this book. I can't wait to read this book. I have it as an ARC now and I'm definitely going to read it soon, especially because I don't want that ARC to run out before I read it. So I'm definitely going to read this in the next 1 or 2 months. I have a couple of days left to read it, so I don't have that stress, but I'll definitely read it soon. So this said, those were already the 2 books I wanted to talk about. Once again, thank you to NetGalley and to the publishers for giving us the opportunity to read those books beforehand and to actually get an ARC of them. And also, once again, thank you to all of my Goodreads friends and followers that made me aware of those ARCs. So thanks guys, get a finger out for me. And this said, we're already at the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to discuss about ARCs in general, about books, about those 2 specific books, you can always drop me a comment, give me a like, or I don't know, even write me a message on Goodreads if you want to. So there's nothing left to say. Take care, stay healthy and safe, and see you around the next time. Bye!